is at the end of the day is like, hey, people will say, oh man, that's real nice. You got a nice whatever it is, a nice pair of shoes on, or a nice shirt, or whatever the case may be. But who really cares what you have on? Nobody. What's good, family? This is Che Willis coming back with another episode of the Wealth is a Journey podcast. Man, this is episode number 9. Again, we're talking about consistency every week, doing the same thing over and over again. And that can help you in your life as well. If you're starting something new, starting something fresh, something that you're not familiar with, just doing it over and over and over again, it will get better and better. On today's podcast, we are going to be talking about wealth building and how exactly we arrive at a wealth building place. And we're not going to go too deep into anything. We just want to give you just a few basics that are going to help you in your wealth building journey. So, to start the wealth building journey, you have to start with a basic budget. I know that word, I talked about it before, that word is very scary for a lot of people, but I think it's easier to call it maybe a plan for your money, because anybody who doesn't budget knows that if you don't have a plan for your money, at the end of the month, you're going to be like, oh, where did all my money go? I made a lot of money. Where did all this money go? So we want to start with a basic budget, and all that is you're taking your income, and then you're just listing all of your expenses. That's it. How simple is that? Very simple. But if you do it properly, it will set you on a path to be able to build wealth later on down the line, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But um, what I like to call budgeting is hitting targets, right? Um, because again, it's a plan. So if you're setting up a plan for your money, where it's going, um, what you can do with that is have a plan for different things. What we used to do, or what we're actually still doing now, is we had targets that we were hitting. Okay, we have all of our basic necessities taken care of. We have our income. We have our basic necessities taken care of. We have our lights, our food, water, clothes if we need clothes, gas, different things of that nature, taken care of. And after that's taken care of, then whatever you're left over with is things that you can purchase, like cars, um, home projects, and different things of that nature. Those are our targets. One of the targets I mentioned in a previous episode was a pool. That was one of our targets. Another one of our targets was the car that I talked about um, in the last episode as well. Our next target now is paying our house off. But we're able to do that because we have a plan. And if you don't have a plan, then again, your money's just going to go everywhere. So that's step one, basic budget. You list all of your income that's coming in for the month, and then you just take care of all of your expenses. Write those things down. I do have a budget app that I use that's worked very well for us. It's called Every Dollar by Dave Ramsey. Helped us out a lot, and it helped us to be able to have everything listed on our phones. So if we go to the store, if we purchase something, we could just log it into the app. It's there. My wife has the login as well, so she knows exactly if I'm spending money somewhere in a specific category that we have itemized, like groceries or whatever the case may be. She can see that. So it makes it very, very easy, makes it clean. And there's no, okay, well, where did you go? What did you spend? There's none of that because everything's logged. So hopefully that helps. Uh, the next thing is debt reduction. That's number 2. Debt reduction is going to be huge, um, because I feel like if you are in debt, it hinders you from wealth building, if that makes sense. If you have a bunch of car payments, if you have a bunch of student loans, if you have credit card payments. Credit card payments are huge as well. And I think with the society that we live in, and what you see going on in the world with the debt ceiling and things of that nature, um, we do, contrary to what you may believe, we do have control of our spending, but we have to gain control of it, if that makes sense. Meaning that I'm going to give you some freeing information before I start. Um, the things that you're buying, buying luxury items and things like that. If you're buying them and you can't really afford them, some freeing information is nobody cares. Nobody cares what you're wearing. Nobody cares what you have, because at the end of the day, it doesn't affect them one way or the other, unless that person is using you as motivation, but not jealousy or hate or anything like that. So hopefully that little that little nugget right there freed some people, because uh, I got caught up into that, years ago. When I first came out of school, I was making $28,000 a year. I was killing them, saying balling. Um, but when I started making more money at my other job, I'm like, oh man, it's up. So I got me a credit card, and me and my wife went to the Gucci store, and we were just running it up. And as I got older, um, I understood that if I want to, build any type of wealth or anything like that, then I need to slow down on my spending and start putting away money. So what I realized at the end of the day is like, hey, people will say, "Oh man, that's real nice. You got a nice whatever it is, a nice pair of shoes on, or a nice shirt, or whatever the case may be." But who really cares what you have on? Nobody. It's not affecting them one way or the other. So again, hopefully that helps somebody, because it helped me out a lot once I realized that nobody really cares what you have on. So if you know that information, it'll help you spend money differently, and it will free you from thinking that you have to keep up with other people. Once I realized that, then that helped me out a lot. So hopefully that can help you as well. So what that did for me is it helped me spend less money on the luxury items that I was buying. I even was buying things for my son. Like, I was wilding, buying him. We had Gucci diaper bag. He had Gucci onesies, a sweatsuit, shoes, and he didn't know what he was wearing, and it was, at the end of the day, it was like, oh well, yeah, he that's a nice outfit, but that was what it was all that's where really what it was for somebody to say, oh, he has a nice outfit on. Like, if you really think about it, unless that's just who you are and you just like luxury items. But again, if you can't afford it, don't buy it, and only you know if you can't afford it. So, credit cards are a big deal as far as like, debt. So if you can reduce your expenses, then that's going to be a huge deal for you to be able to build wealth. Because if you're trying to build wealth and if you're spending as much as you make, there's no way that you're going to be able to build wealth. It's just not going to happen. What's good, family? This is Che Willis from the Wealth is a Journey podcast. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying the episode. Some of you may be saying, I don't know how to start to get out of debt. I don't know where to start to get out of debt. I don't know where to start investing to build long-term wealth for myself and my family. It's okay. We have answers for you. You can book a free discovery call at thewealthisajourney.com. My calendar is open to see if we're a good fit for each other. If we are a good fit, to work with each other, then you can book a regular call after that. But if you don't know where to start, make sure that you book a call with me at thewealthisajourney.com. It's time to get off the sidelines and start winning. Book a call. Wealthisajourney.com. Let's get back to the episode. Thank you. So, when talking about debt reduction, the easiest way for me and the way we reduced a lot of our debts, and we have no consumer debt at this point, no credit cards, no car payments, um, and it's allowing us to invest and then take care of uh, paying off our primary residence. And what I want you to think about is, if you had no payments and you're already in that investment mindset, like, what are the possibilities for you? And that's what keeps my wife focused on the prize, is to pay the house off, reduce all of our expenses, and then being able to invest for the future. Um, which I'll talk about in a minute. But the easiest way to reduce your debt is to do the snowball method. And that's one of the things we learned in the Dave Ramsey program, is you reduce your debts by taking your smallest debt, taking care of the payments on that, like anything extra that you have. I talked about listing your income and then your expenses, paying the minimum payments on your larger debts, and then for your smallest debt, you pay that off as fast as possible. And then the payment that you were paying on that, then you can roll that into your next smallest payment, and then roll that into the next smallest payment, and then until everything is taken care of. So hopefully that makes sense to do the debt snowball. That helped us out a lot. It helped us because when you're paying off the smaller debts, what it's doing for you, it's creating wins for you, and you're actually having progress, and you're seeing the progress. And once you see the progress, then that helps your faith, and it helps your belief, and it makes you know that you can do a thing, and because you're doing it and you're creating those wins. So um, decreasing your expenses by getting out of debt is going to be huge for you. Now, once you're out of debt, or consumer debt anyway, because some of you may want house payments, or not want house payments, but some of you may be comfortable with having a house payment. Our goal is to pay our house off, and I understand that that's not what everybody wants. But if you're able to get out of consumer debt, it brings you to the next thing, which is investing. So the next thing on your wealth building journey is going to be investing. And if you have no debt, like I said before, consumer debt anyway, then you're going to be able to invest that money. So let's just create a scenario. Say you have your income, you have your basic budget set up, you have all of your expenses listed, and in those expenses are, say, $2,000 a month in consumer debt, right? And then one day, this is not forever. You have to keep that in mind also. A lot of us get nervous and scared when we look at our expenses because we feel like this is going to be a forever thing. And it's not going to be a forever thing. Like, again, if you see those small wins over and over and over again, you're going to realize that, hey, I can do this. And it's not a forever thing. So say you have $2,000 in consumer debts. If you have the $2,000 in consumer debts and then one day those are gone, now you have $2,000 to invest in either the stock market. You can invest in real estate. You can invest in a Toro business. You can invest in cameras. You can invest in somebody else's dream that's going to bring you back a return. So anything that's going to bring you back a return is going to help you on your wealth building journey. Um, and there's no one or two ways to invest. There's multiple ways to invest. But once you take that step and realize what type of investor you are or the investor that you want to be, it's going to eventually open up your eyes and open up your mind to the possibilities of other ways of investing. But you have to take a step. And I talk about that in so many different episodes about taking a step and how important it is to do that. Everybody's not going to do things the way that I do it. My way of investing at this point in time is in stocks and in real estate. Um, Not to say that that's going to be the only place or the place that I end up, but that's where I am right now. But it started out with investing in real estate. And then when I started thinking about it, I'm like, okay, well, I'm putting my money into the bank, which I'm not really getting a return from. Why don't I put it in the stock market? Because I'm not going to be pulling the money out right away. It's, maybe a year or 2 or 3 process for me to buy another rental property. So I started investing in the stock market and getting a return that way. But um, put your money somewhere, in my opinion, you want to put your money somewhere where it's going to grow. And again, what type of investor are you want to be? Do you want short-term gains? Do you want long-term gains? Which one do you want? And then make sure that your investment strategy lines up with the type of investor you are, so you don't jam yourself up. Um, but I want to drive home the point that in order to build any type of wealth, you will have to invest. Like your regular job is not going to do it. Or it may. I mean, if you're an executive and you're getting, company shares and stocks and things of that nature, then it can possibly do it. But if you're, um, you know, um, a low level manager, or if you're, just an employee and not on a management team, it's going to be hard for you to build wealth unless you have some other investments on the side. So I want to drive that home. So the last thing we're going to talk about is the kids, um, and showing your kids how to handle money. I think it's very important that when you're on your journey of wealth building, that you show your kids. The reason is because there's a few reasons. Number one is you always want to show your kids the way to do things, especially if you're having success with it, because then when they grow up, they're not going to be digging in your pockets later on down the line. Hey, mom, I need this, or hey, dad, I need this. And that's probably still going to happen, but it's going to limit the times that they're going to be coming to you saying, hey, I need. Because if you show them how to, then they're going to be coming to you less and less for their needs, because they already know how to um, either get money or set up a budget, or retain money or invest, if you're showing them these things along the line. Um, Also, within that, they're going to be coming to you less and less, because I mean, they're going to be coming to you less and less to say, hey, I need to live with you, or whatever the case may be. Because at the end of the day, our job as parents is to set them up for success, which a lot of us are. But then also we want to set them up to be successful adults, meaning that they're able to get out there on their own and not necessarily have to depend on you as the parent um, longer than they need to. They're always going to need you at some point, but hopefully that makes sense what I'm saying. I'm not there yet, but I would believe anyway that it's cool for a parent to look back and see that, hey, I raised this person that has his or her own. Um, uh, they're married. They have kids. We have grandkids now, and uh, they're off on their own. They're not living with me, and they have their own stuff. They know how to function properly. They know how to handle their money. They know how to go out and get money, as far as having a job, or having a career, or having their own businesses. I'm sure that's pretty cool for a parent to see that in their kid. I'm not there yet, but that's what we're working on. So um, hopefully those four things, as far as wealth building, has helped somebody, because that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to give you guys practical steps on how to achieve and build wealth. These are four easy steps on how to build wealth. Budgeting is the one, reducing your debt, investing, and then showing your kids how to do the thing. Um, so again, hopefully this has helped somebody. That's what we're looking to do: give out practical steps, practical information, easy steps that are going to help you. So today, our entrepreneur highlight is my man, my frat brother, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, James Daniels. Don't Judge Me Productions. Um, he is a photographer, a videographer, um, very, very professional, and great customer service. Again, I talk about my entrepreneur friends, and I talk about customer service because that's huge with me. He's worked with my wife and I, and he's out here moving now. He got corporate gigs now. My boy's out here getting to it. Don't Judge Me Productions, James Daniels. If you're looking to shoot a video, I know graduations are coming up. Um, he does music videos as well, not just videos for Instagram and things of that nature. He does music videos, also photography. If you have weddings coming up and you need a photographer, videographer, that's your guy. Call him Corporate James now, man. He's out here getting to it. But so happy for him, and from where he started to where he is now, man. I'm happy for my guy, man. So tap in with James. I'll put his information below. Don't Judge Me Productions. Tap in. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. It's only going to help the channel. We're growing. I'm so excited about how much we're growing. I think a few weeks ago we were only at 66 subscribers. At this point of the recording, we are at 80 subscribers, which is huge. So that tells me that we're giving you valuable information that's helping you on your wealth building journey, because we know that wealth is a journey. Nothing happens overnight. It's the wrong thinking. If you think that it's happening overnight, it's not. It's a journey. It takes a while. It's a whole process. And hopefully those four steps that I just gave you today are going to help you in your wealth building journey. Thanks for tapping in.